Would you look at these things? Huh? Would you just look at these things? These are the new axles for the 510, for the R200 that's right there. These things are heavy as hell. You could like get a real good burn going and curls going. Woo! Man. That heavy old axle's going into my R200 from the Z31. But the biggest thing today, is suspension, right? Is finally getting to do the rear end, the custom rear end from Apex Engineered. This kit took forever. At ordering, I told him I was going to do the R200 with the extended diff cover. I was going to do sways. Because of those two specifications, we had to change up a lot on the kit. Over a year for them to actually ship this, right? It was a while. It took quite a while. Finally got it in. Then after, Aaron got busy, so we had to wait on Aaron. So today, we're finally going to put this in on the rear end. Let's start unboxing this junk. So we went through the box, got everything torn apart. Whoever wrapped these, quiet on the set! Whoever wrapped these, you're the real MVP. Everything came safe. It took freaking forever to open. The big cross member, R200 going in here, 3-inch exhaust. Somebody's gonna get that big old hunk of steel. Went with the hammered gray. We're gonna take the coupler off for the input shaft to fit through the housing. The other bummer thing is we offered up the diff to the rear. I did not get the modified rear hanger like we spoke about. This is the factory bend for the other R180, R160, or maybe the R200, but because of those fins, it needed to come all the way out. Aaron could do it. The question is, it should have been done. Yeah, it's just delays. Yeah, so if push comes to shove, I'm trying to reach out to Om right now to see if he could chop this up and get a proper one, or if I have to send this one back. Hopefully I'll get a picture of everything offered up. Let me figure something out. God damn. Next early adoption, whoa. It's not fitting the housing for the diff. Let's see, side there. It's like an 1/8 off. This side's like barely on there, but that side is like a whole edge that's on there. That's the other issue. So now we got to decide if we want to grind where and how to slide that in. The front had a little lip, and we thought we could grind a little lip down. So right now it's kind of almost smooth with the body, top and bottom. You gotta repaint it, but it still won't fit. So I don't know if this one's for a R180 or R160, but it's definitely not gonna fit R200. Hoi hoi hoi. So a little show and tell over here at the scrap / brush pile. Rear end brackets square, hub square. You can see all here a nice factory angle for the joints. All the joints angled. Now let's take a look at the Apex kit. So we went ahead, measured the relation from these 4 mounting bolts to the hanger bolt in the back. We also did not get all the hardware, so these hinds have the misalignment spacers, but these don't have the misalignment spacers. But we went ahead, measured out distance from the bolt location to the mounting point in the back. But what's kind of concerning, hey, where's that little, right, there you go. I need this as a leverage point. So we saw how the rear end, stock rear end was square outside. Now if you look at this here, that's squared up also. Okay, mostly squared up. I guess it's a little bit off if you look at it there. Square to the rear end. That's the distance if the diff would be, and maybe the height may be a little off. These hind joints, they're angled. But what I've been reading and what I've been told by Senator Aaron is that's not really ideal. Look at the angle of that. Now it may work, it may be fine, but that angle is really extreme. It's almost on the end of the ball. Practically just sitting on the end of the ball. Actually, it's off the ball. That corner is hanging off the ball, and the front is hanging off the ball. This should have been made at a better angle in relation to this arm, or the arm should have come here and come back. Is that gonna bind? I don't know. It would be much easier to offer it up, but we can offer it up because the bar back there, the clearance for the long nose, and the lack of hardware. I knew there were going to be some early adoption woes, but this sucks because a tuner is coming up to Tennessee, Alpha, and I was hoping to get the car done in time to join that group of tuning, but I think that's out of the window now. Only way I could probably meet that deadline is if Apex makes these changes and gets it out as soon as possible. But I think we're just gonna have to put this aside, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and start working on the Haltech. I need to flash the firmware. I need to change it from the ESP software to the NSP software. I want to also copy the files from the dash to the computer, so I could go ahead and Photoshop and change it up a little bit. I need to also test brakes, because that's part of this arrangement, is that they made this diameter much larger than factory because of heat, so it won't warp. They went ahead and they're redoing a version 2 where it's a stock diameter. They're using slugs to take care of the heat so there's no warpage. So the new kits are coming out will be the factory sized outer diameter there. Early adoption woes. Brakes with this arm, with the Apex arm. Working with DP Racing, we printed a bunch of possible brackets to go with it. This one had a failure to disengage. So we're working at different orientations, different angles to see if we could get the regular brake caliper over here and then the e-brake caliper. And yes, I said e-brake. I don't want to mess with a stupid line lock. I want to have actual mechanical e-brake. So that's why we're going through this trouble. Everybody has kits for brakes. It's easy, it's going to clear. But we're trying to get a kit working that's going to have e-brake and regular brake. So we haven't really found a bracket or angle that's optimally going to clear the e-brake mechanism. I don't know. Good morning, guys. As you can see, there's been a lot of time passed. We finally, oh my god, it seemed forever, got the updated parts in. This box is taller to allow the nose to go in. The rear arm is left unfinished. We asked them to leave it unfinished. They just tacked the bottom brace in, and the top fits, but the bottom doesn't. So Aaron's going to cut this off. We're going to mount it up, and then we're going to make our own bottom hoop. These are the updated arms. No, these are the old arms, huh, Aaron?
No, those are the new ones.
These are the new arms? I see you put the bolts on? Or they send bolts?
They send bolts.
Oh, nice. They sent it with bolts this time. So these are updated arms. The outside is thinner. It's the factory diameter. Now, the powder coating adds distance. I could probably find the old arms in a little bit. What's happening right now is on the lift, the studs for the front cross member is just off. They're probably like a 1/4 inch off on each side. And you'll see on the studs, come on camera, where's that light you have? So you see the bolt has that shoulder. So the arm is this shoulder up here, the top shoulder. So the arm is going up fine, but at the top it's just not going because of the metal on the inside of the bushing. It's kind of cocked, maybe.
It's just a hair under 4 foot.
Here under 4 foot. And then the top. So I don't know if with the lift too is allowing the belly pan to like flex. Take this off. So let me see if I can stage the camera somehow.
Moved a 1/16 of an inch.
So if it's like bowing, bowing like that. So try and see if you could pull it in.
Yeah.
It's
moving.
It is moving? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that works. So
Benjo.
because I talked to a number of people had this issue. Apex said their car that they did the template off was a straight car, original paint car. So I'm thinking with these floor pans, they're just bowing and the shoulders are just sticking out. So that's why we're going to bend this in, try to get it in. Another guy I spoke to that's an early adopter, he got it close, got the bolts on, the nuts on, and then yeeted it home. So we may just have to do that again. So after a bunch of banging and beating and stuff like that, came up with an ingenious plan. We have the cross members on, but let's show you exactly what we did. We pretty much used the car's weight as a... Dang it, I was zoomed in. We pretty much used the car's weight as a press, well, as a stationary point, and then we used the jack, put the jack under here, right here, the sway attachment or whatever, and we just pressed it up, and it just jacked and popped into place. We did that both sides, and it went right in. So we just slide that big 3-ton jack in, right in place, and just popped in one side. We heard it slip in. Yeah, right there. With a puck, heard it slip right in. And then the other side, we did the same thing, slip right in. 200. We sent them updated dimensions. It still is interfering. But this time, they just tacked the bottom bar. Left everything raw, and Aaron's going to go ahead and do like an H bar. And hopefully we get it up to clear, and to clear all up in there. And after what seemed to be a whole huge ordeal, there we go, camera finally changed over. That diff is in. We got both sides in. Like I said, we used the whole body press method to get the pins to line up in the corners. We got the modified rear in with Aaron's bar. Diff bottom is accessible, plug is accessible. Diff taller, front cross member, everything's in, man. You got to tack it up properly, fill in a little bit of 1 or 2 spots, and throw the A-arms on, and well, I guess we just take that down now and just powder coat it and then put everything together. So
It's hitting this back here too.
to be continued.
That needs to step out. See where it's hitting.
Yeah.
At the top. Oops.
Oh yeah.
Just Clarence it with a hammer.
Oh, Clarence. A storm's coming. Literally tornado warning since morning. So we're going to button up here, head out, come back another day. I'll be further along, hopefully. Well, back again. But this time, we got this. Finally got the custom rare Cranolon, the rare mustache bar, modified powder coated. Unfortunately, because we couldn't do everything at the same time, we have a slight visual difference. It's a little darker. The splotches or whatever is a little smaller. Over here it's a little shinier. It's a little different. So that's the only negative about doing it at different times. But we are ready now to actually put this into the car and mock up the rest of the kit.
We mocked up the older kit, the one before the revisions. Like I say, this one is more specifically for the R180.
We're running the big boy, the R200 with the extended diff cover. So we had to get some changes for that.
But here you actually see it mostly mocked up. All that's bolted in. We have the 4 links in, connected to the suspension. We even got the trailing arms with the sways on there.
It's a little concerning how low the sways are. It says the bottom of the car, and the sway is probably like very scientific right here, probably like 2 inches, 2.5 inches hanging out. Going with a 15-inch tire, so we're not too slammed, and it's close to the raise point, so it should raise up. We should clear, but right now we gotta get all this off, put the actual R200 on there, and then put everything back on. So stay with me, we'll be back. Alright, so this guy here could never keep a dang light charged, but it's in there. We're actually just sitting down, just breathing for 5 minutes. It was a pain in the arse.
Everything. Fighting us.
It was
Everything.
a pain in the butt to get the old. Well, I guess getting the old one up was just some prying to get it out, but just getting this back on.
Just trying to get this one to fit.
Yeah. So pretty much the same like we showed you a little moments ago. It's been a couple hours, but in YouTube land, it's just been a few moments.
Just a blink of an eye.
Yeah. So we got the trailing arm in. We got the sway on. We got our coilovers on. Like I said, we're not divorce setup, no divorce setup anymore. So it's coilovers. Diff is in, that big mammoth of a diff with the big old fins in the back. And man, shwee. That fit up in there. That, I guess you can see a little better from here. I don't know, somewhat. The rear bar, yes, it looks different, but at this point, I really don't care. If I gotta redo it eventually, if I ever restore the body, I could get that done then. She's finally in. Have all the OEM stuff. Only OEM stuff to load the spindles. So hopefully that's what we're gonna do next. Load up some spindles. Throw some axles on. Put some wheels on. I don't know if we could get to that today. Probably not. May have to come back another day, finish the rest. It's 4:30 already. Making progress finally, though. Now it's just up to us. Well, damn it, boy. Guys, check that shit out. It's back on 4 wheels. All 4 wheels. First time in freaking forever we have the car back. Yeah, a little over 2 years. And you know what that means? The rear end in. So let's go ahead and raise this up. I'll take a tire off, and let's give the final update on the Apex rear end kit. Well, guys, there it is. There it is in its entirety, with a partially tigged up exhaust too. It's a good representation of what it's going to be like, although we still have some more work, but at least you'll see a good representation of the production version or the final street version. Pretty much you got everything in, We had so many troubles with this big old diff trying to get in here. Diff is in, the modified rear, the second version, which is taller for the R200 guys. Got the cool looking orange Porsche style CV axles in. What else we got? We got the links all adjusted. We have the brakes mocked up. I will say mocked up. It looks like it's ready to go, but it's not because we're still on a 3D printed bracket. Don's finalizing the bracket. I just wanted to have the setup on the car before he cut it in metal. So he's cutting that right now. Here is the rear brake and the MC4 for the e-brake. Dealt with those electronic, what they used to call, that holds that you push your foot down, hold the pressure, hold a button, and it holds it. Line lock. Yeah, line lock. Hated it. Went through so much headache and gave Aaron like 50,000 gray hairs to get an actual manual e-brake. I wanted that shit. These 225s look real nice. I'm trying to see if I could tuck some 245s in here with the flares. Huh? Yeah. So pretty much that's it, guys. It sits so awesome like you saw just now, but it's finally in. Suspension's hooked up. We gotta still dial in the geometry. That is the toe camber. Got some extended studs in the back. Everything is just looking great. Those fins back there are just awesome looking. It's looking so good. This exhaust is coming out clean. Show you guys that also. So everything's pretty much coming close to an end. Sway bars hooked up. All the e-brake cables hooked up. Everything's in. Everything's tight. Everything's looking good. I'm just really hoping this will take care of some of the nuances, the squatting issues and stuff like that a lot of people experience with the factory setup. But that's it, guys. That's the new Apex rear subframe kit. Finally installed and ready to go. I think I was almost a year and a half after I ordered it. Had some revisions here and there. Early adoption woes, guys. Early adoption woes is just something that's just a part of it. It's a pain in the ass. It delayed so many things. But at the end of the day, it's just something you just gotta deal with. I see a lot of people crying and arguing about it, but early adoption, you just gotta kind of not let it take you down. So on that awesome Apex engineered rear end, R200, CV axles, brake setup, everything, exhaust going in. On those notes, I will leave you guys with this. If you did enjoy the video, it's been months. This video has been in the works. Don't forget, hit a sub, hit a like, share it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you looking to get this for your dime? Are you looking to get another kit? I will say, it looks really nice that now that Aaron cut all the long bolts, it was really ugly. It was an eyesore. But he cut all the bolts and tapered the ends. It looks so much better. That's one thing. Don't skimp on that, guys. I know you'll be tired putting this in and whatever, but cut your bolts. It looks so much better. And until next time, with this diff, with Aaron cussing me every second of the way, you guys take it easy.